Once past the entrance, I hear Rain giggle. Now see, this is where Masa shows up. Even though he mentioned Masa to Chinatsu before, this is where he actually shows up. There's a pair of men's shoes here. Where they're thrown here is familiar.
それで君、確か俺と学園時代に。
もう冗談ばかり。
That voice is familiar.
いや、これは本当。俺、君みたいな美人の顔なら忘れない自信があるし。
おいお前、いきなり人の同僚を口説いているんじゃないぞ。
He turns around, showing his familiar face to me.
はいよ、こう。
マサ。
Bro hugs.
マサ先輩、お久しぶりです。
こんにちは、ナノハちゃん。ああ、こいつが来てるって聞いたって。
Replying to her, he skillfully trips my leg. I fall on the floor. Hell
それ
yeah.
にしてもお前。
まあ、レインとは単
それがこう単なる女友達とか幼馴染と言いながら。
俺が千夏。おいおい。
そりゃあだってお前は。
須藤さん。先輩。
Classic. We've seen this. Okay. So yeah, the rest of that chapter just played out the exact same as the previous one did. Or just like, you go to the bar, you talk to Masa, and then like Rain talks to you a little bit later afterwards. Yeah. About what I expected. Sudden pain jolts me awake, greeted by the sight of Noise Clinic.
どうだ、記憶の回復具合は。ナノマシンは順調に作動しているようだが。
まあ、少しずついろいろなこと。
Headaches as random as ever, my memory's still full of holes too.
今日はこれぐらいにしておこう。待っていろ。今。
Coffee. Love coffee. Drinking coffee right now. She vanishes into the back of the room, her white coat trailing behind her.
ほら、飲め。頭がシャッキリとするぞ。
It sure will. Noe presents me a beaker with a black liquid inside. Not sure what she put in it, but one sip makes me feel all clear-headed. Fairness makes me cringe though, which point Rain arrives. Speaking of cringe. Send her a chant while replying verbally, mainly to ask for input on what Masa told me yesterday. Oh yeah. Yeah, and they start chanting, then Noe gets pissed, they're talking without her.
君たち、私語らいか？
違いますよ。
どうだかね。
I love Noise so much. Okay, so that's interesting. So this time they entered the sex club, right? But that first Soda NPC wasn't here to greet them, right? So they didn't have to disable that NPC. Okay, so that's interesting. So not only did they not have to disable that NPC when they first enter the sex club, now there were no guards patrolling were like, hey, you gotta prove that you're horny to us. You gotta prove you wanna fuck. But to get through the door they needed to get through, there was like a brain scanner on it, so they injected themselves with a virtual drug to make them really horny so they could pass the test, which is interesting. So yeah, already this section's starting to go in a very different direction than what we went through last time. Yumi dies while catching her breath, only to become trapped in each other's gaze. And yeah, that was the thing. They started getting like I said, this drug made them really horny. So then they're like, okay, they were like looking at each other and like, no, we can't just get down and dirty right here. We think about the people we care about. Think about the people you'd want to be with like that. And then, you know, since this is Nanoha's route, Ko ended up thinking about Nanoha. But yeah, now they're both really fucking horny and next to each other. The mere sight of a girl sending me over the edge. I'm ever so tempted to give in to my own desires. I close my eyes and disable the virtual drug. The feelings that were driving me crazy begin to fade away, leaving me clear-headed. Rain's looking at me like she just woke up from a dream herself. She's as beautiful as ever, but at least now I don't need to worry about giving in and doing anything to her. In order to get in, we used a program to fill us with romantic feelings. I've heard of programs like that before, but actually experiencing it firsthand is unsettling. Oh, we're splitting up. Interesting. I leave Rain behind and make my way further into the structure. I change into some nimble wear and proceed to make my way through the area. Things proceed smoothly enough until suddenly an alarm rings out through the facility. Turn as quickly as I can, but it's too late. Two men are standing with their guns pointed at me. I'm maintenance. Don't worry about it. Because I'm insanely horny. Crap. I didn't expect them to have someone that knowledgeable with them. Saying that, both of them approached me, guns still in hand. This wouldn't be a problem if I could shift to my simulacrum, but that would put our plan in jeopardy. Letting them take a look through my chip isn't an option either. I'm not some action movie hero, though. I can't take on armed people with my bare hands. Just then I noticed a shadow behind them. Blunt noise follows. One of the men has been knocked into the wall. Oh. It is placed as a girl wearing a mask. I wonder who it could be. I take the opportunity to rush in and grab the other guy by the neck. It's Chinatsu. She replies with a straight face. Any doubts I had of her still being a civilian are more or less gone now. That kick was far too precise and focused. I don't have any time to waste myself then. I grab Chinatsu's arm and begin dashing through the corridor. She knocks my arm away from hers, with enough force to almost rip it out of the socket, I might add. I'm not too fond of that treatment, but I have to ignore it and start running again. The scenery remains the same no matter how far we run. There's no doubt we would have gotten lost here if it weren't for the map Rain sent us. Silence falls over us as we continue running. I am feeling a bit of deja vu myself, but I can't recall the details. Screech to a halt, taking a look around me. There's a door on the right-hand side. Hanging above is a plate that reads Playroom. Just then, the sound of mechanical footsteps rings out. She grabs my arm and rushes towards the door. Once in, she boots the door shut and launches the both of us further in. We both land on top of one another. The footsteps are just outside now. We made it just in the nick of time. Short time later, and they've passed right by the room. Relief washes over me, alongside the sensation of Chinatsu's body. This position isn't exactly ideal. Just as I try to get up, a number of voices shout out in protest. Chinatsu pulls me close and wraps her arm around my back, leaving our faces in close proximity. Yeah, because it's a playroom, right? So someone's gonna walk in and be like, oh, occupied, my bad. She might be gloomy now, but she's just as pretty as ever. True. She cuts off the line following that, leaving us hugging in silence. Sounds from the people around us are unpleasant, to say the least. Glad the room's as dark as it is. Or no, oh, I see. They're already in the room itself.
しばらくその場所にとどまれそうですか？
Well, I can't really tell her about my current situation.
止まれないことは落ち着かないな。できればどこか別の場所に移動したい。
もう少し我慢してください。追ってこちらから連絡し。
She cuts off in a hurry. You can only imagine that she's busy herself.
どう？
だから状況は。あんたの時のサポートすごいね。
Curious about what she means by hours, but she probably won't answer. That much seems obvious. She seems unhappy with that, not that I can blame her, given the situation. Unhappy might be putting it lightly, actually. She's about as tense as someone would be if they were hugged by a guy they hate. Her feelings toward me are more than apparent now. That realization leaves me both sad and full of regret.
つまんだ。嫌だろう。
別に嫌じゃない。
She avoids eye contact while answering, but then she looks up at me.
それに今更何を。こうひょっとして私と何があったか忘れちゃった。
今さら。
I almost scream externally. Don't tell me I've already gone to a few bases with her. Try as hard as I can to remember, but it's no good. Doesn't stop my heart from racing, though. At this point, it's impossible to ignore the voices around us and the feeling of her body against mine, which leads to my own body taking the driving seat.
変わらずだね。
本当にすまん。もしかして。
関係ない。別にこう怒ったり嫌っているわけじゃない。ただ今の私は。
There's a hint of sadness in her expression. Try to think of a way to respond, but that's interrupted by the sound of Rain's voice.
聞こえますか、コウさん。至急その部屋を。
何があった？レイ。
緊急警報。指示に従い。
The other people in the room stop what they're doing and spring to their feet upon hearing the
今
announcement.
だ。行くよ、コウ。
ああ。
Wading through all of the naked bodies, we burst out of the
レイ。
room.
聞こえるか？
I can't connect with her. There must be a jammer set up somewhere. Sounds I can hear off in the distance tell me that people are locked in combat.
お互いかくれんぼの時間は終わったらしいね。
あ
じゃあ。
あ。待て。
She actually stops this time, so I might as well get right to the
も
point.
しかして。お前らも
口が軽いよ、コウ。お互い。
それを分かった上で聞いている。
だったらわかるでしょう。鈴代市に集まってる連中の目当てで。そしてもちろん。
どうしてお前は志願したんだ？
そりゃあるに決まって特に私たちには。
She cuts herself off, unable to hide her own surprise.
まさか。
そう。俺も追う理由があったはずなのに。俺たちが追わなきゃいけない理由って何だったんだ？
理由を忘れているならそれに正直ない私だって。
千夏。
サポートで再接続できた。じゃあ。
待ってくれ。
Try to stop her once more, but this time she refuses to turn back. As she disappears into the structure, a number of viruses appear as if to take her place.
確かにかくれんぼの時間はおしまいか。
Put my thoughts on that issue aside and shift into my simulacrum. Okay, let's go. Oh, new items? EX cancel. Interesting. Radar map. Displays a mini-map on the upper right of the screen during the battle. I like that. I like that. Having a map to know exactly like what your area looks like. I like that. Unit locations on the radar map. Well, why would I buy that when I don't even have the radar map yet? Projectile locations. That's silly. I can see those. Range. Plug in radar map. Option range obtained. What does it do? Dual axe. Okay. That's like the one thing you said that really caught my attention. I have been using the battle axe quite a bit, haven't I? Multiple swings with 2 axes. The gap between each swing is long, but you turn to the enemy each time, making it easy to hit those who avoided the previous one. Okay. So I don't know if I talked about last time, but I was considering getting tackle at some point. Because I feel like you could use tackle and then after tackle go into your sliding kick. Right? And then finish that combo there. I feel like you could do that. Feel like that's something worth considering. Yeah, dual axe. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, obviously, I like Battle Axe into Falcon Drop. It just works really well. I mean, Dual Axe seems like it could be decent to somehow work into a combo. And it does seem kind of decent too, because the way it's described, like, you turn to the enemy each time. So like when you swing, like say you take someone out with the dual axe, so I'm guessing then you would lock onto a different target with the second swing. So it'd be easier to combo multiple things. Interesting. But unfortunately I don't have enough to get any of that shit. However, we do have the EX canceling tutorial, so let's see what that's about. I assume it's exactly what you think it is. You use your EX and then you cancel out into something else. Special type of movement that can be performed through the use of one booster. Say you perform an attack without much thought. So the enemy dodges it, you find yourself at the risk of being countered, simply double tap in the direction you want to escape to. Doing so will let you move immediately, helping you dodge their counter. You can brute force your way into a cancel, which would have been unavailable under normal circumstances. This technique is known as an EX cancel. Oh, yes, please. Keep an eye on your remaining boosters. This may just save you in a pinch. Double tapping a directional button isn't the only way to perform an EX cancel, however. The D button can also be used for it. In this case, the momentum of the previous attack will become a determining factor for the movement. This allows for a number of interesting movements, including using it in place of a jump. An important point must be stated when it comes to EX canceling. Largely in relation to timing. This varies greatly depending on the attack used before it. An EX cancel cannot be performed whenever you wish, and of course, there are times where it simply cannot be done at all. As such, it's recommended that you test it out with each attack and learn the proper timings. Okay. Okay. Well, knowing that, I definitely want it now, though. EX cancel sounds great. I don't have enough for it. But that sounds like something I definitely want to use, and something I definitely want to test out too. I won't be able to test it out this time around, but like I really want to. Definitely want to. Alright, well, there's not much more I can do right now. Can't really. I don't have any skills I can buy. Can't buy any plugins. So let's just jump into it. Oh, you're still going? Okay. Yeah, I just got hit in my hands. That's getting real easy. I just got hit in my hands. That's all I need is that one button A combo. Just hit him with a 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, move on to the next one. My connection with Rain is restored soon after clearing out the viruses. That's be the group Chinatsu was with, at least. Hello. Ow, fuck, they hit me. That sucks. Ow. Hey, buddy. Well, that didn't work. Ow. Why am I in the air? Ow, ow, no, I'm still heating. I'm still heating. I'm in the air again. He missile launched. Checking the sensor reveals a medium-class simulacrum rushing in my direction. Hey, bud. Using that data, I proceed along and run into a panic simulacrum.
Please! お前がここのボスだな。
てめえ誰だ畜生め
上層しろ。お前
寝言は寝てから言え
ヘイホッホッヘイヘイヒリサほら
Yeah, what do you think about them apples, huh? Hey, what do you think about them apples?
Hey, hop, hop. Yeah.
Fuck you, grenades.
Hey.
Ow. Ow. What the fuck is that moving at?
Hey.
Quit throwing your fucking little whatever the fuck. Ow! Okay, that's it. I need to get out of here. You need to come to me. Oh, no, that's what you want. You're a fucking sniper. Okay. He was already dead, but I just kept going. I was getting pissed. He screws off, probably haven't realized that he doesn't stand a chance. Get back here, bitch. He's surprisingly fast, though. Can't give him an opportunity to escape. He jumps into an open hatch. I keep up the chase, but then Rain contacts me.
接続先はわかるか
So I have no idea where I'm gonna end up if I jump in. That said, I can't just give up the chase here. First thing I see beyond the gate is an unnatural light.
ここも無名都市なの
Dark gray tones are similar, but the structure's design brings the interior of a biomechanical body to mind.
それにしても
Place is unsettling, but I need to focus on my surroundings.
そこか
I know something in the corner of a room. Pointing my gun to the said corner, the very person I was chasing lets out a whimper and waddles out.
参ったもう逃げねえから撃たないでくれ
The simulacrum raises its hands, a display window pops up soon after. He looks about as pathetic as expected.
アーク社の NPC のデータは
んなことは
I bring my gun closer to him.
分かった言うよ海賊版 NPC のソースをドミニオンから買ってそれを量産して客商売してただけなんだよ
ドミニオンあの狂信者集団のかにしてもどうしてあのタイプの海賊版なんだ天下のアーク社の追求が厳しいのも分かってるだろ
そこだよそこあの NPC はアーバルシティにしか配備されていねえしかも厳重なセキュリティに守られてるから街中で押し倒そうもんなら即バレてたよ NPC フェチの連中からすればあの NPC は手の届くところにありながらそう禁断の鍵しかもモデルは実在し3次元非正規人気が出ないわけやで
お前はその希少価値の
さあでもモデルの娘はもう信じをすればなおさらレアこりゃ好き者にはたまらんてめえ
I lift my fist up.
待った俺はお得意さんの依頼で調達しただけだ逆に金持ちの NPC オタクが嫌がってそいつはああよくそうあの市長
Managed to bluff my way to the info I was hoping for. Then again, that info may have been sleeping deep within my memories already.
あの人にはいろいろ世話にもなってるからな。俺が市長に学者連中を紹介したこともあるし。
学者連中
なんだっけ。最も市長に消されちまったって。
I can feel the blood rushing to my head upon hearing that.
学者連中ドレクスラー機関ともっと詳しく事情。
わかった。そのドレクスラー機関の連中を市長に紹介。
アナにどうしてドレクスラー機関なんかを紹介する必要が。
ナノマシンを密造するためにはそれなりの知識を持った学者。それで市長はいつも裏で優秀な人材を探していたんだ。市長こそがシティのナノ密造業者の大元締めだ。そんなことはこの業界じゃ常識だぜ。
だがさっきどういう
ドレクスラー機関の潜んでいた。
I nodded carefully. He sighs before responding.
ありゃ市長の仕業だよ。施設ごと爆破してナノ開発の証拠を隠滅したってわけだ。以外学者連中。
Gilbert's face comes to mind. They're starting to click into place now. His actions make sense if it turns out he was working under Anon's orders.
ゴタゴタが起こっちまってなんでドレクスラーなんかを紹介した。
なんだ。
詳しいことは知らねえがいろんな連中があの学者連中の件で。
奴の言っていた商売仲間か。
おいてめえら遅いじゃねえか。
Simulacrums block my path to him.
そう
Meanwhile, he begins a mad dash towards the gate that we came in from. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye.
ほら切り裂け。
Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye. Fuck. Oh, that was a huge whiff. Uh-oh. Fuck back.
捕らえた。やった。切り裂け。
Yeah, here. Fuck y'all. I make my way over to the hatch, but the door doesn't open. An anchor's been set up too. Looks like I'll have to find another exit on my own now. I shift out my simulacrum and head through another hatch, only to be greeted by a disturbing sight.
なんだ。
Its dark and moody room, scattered about are a number of mannequins. No, these aren't mannequins. The remains of broken NPCs.
誰が何の目的で。
I wonder. I'm disgusted in more ways than one. The corpses themselves are bad enough, but the fact that they're not vanishing from cyberspace means that someone actually cares about them enough to keep them here like this.
この奥に大量。
田所注意。
Girl's voice calls out to me all of a sudden. Not only is she wearing an odd robe, but she has a mask that's covering most of her face.
お前は。
私は巫女。ドミニオンの巫女。
Who are you? As if that wasn't like the most painfully obvious fucking thing. She says those words to me. This reminds me of a certain rumor that Dominion have an incredibly skilled hot dogger at their disposal. Seems like they were true too. She's right in front of me.
その巫女さんが。
来てしまったんですね。
I can almost feel her pain and despair in her heart from
来
here.
てほしくなかった。だけど出会ってしまったから。
Saying that, she takes one step towards me. All of a sudden, though, she turns her back to
逃げ
me.
てください。
え？
あの方が来る前に早く。
Fear, terror, her emotions hit me like a brick wall once
逃
more.
げた方がいい。
あの方って一体何をそんなに。
それは
She tries to answer, but is interrupted by a loud and boisterous voice out of nowhere.
気が済んだかね。
I know this voice. I've heard it just recently, I'm sure.
お客様をお連れしなさい。
神父様がご面会になられます。
She briskly makes her way into a small hole that's opened on a wall nearby following that, almost as if to prevent me from talking to her any further.
神父。グレゴリー神父。
No wonder that voice sounded so familiar. The question now is why someone like him would request a meeting with me.
血。
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's the chapel, important place, priest robes.
あんたが
Oh, I think this is new. Or maybe not. The red simulacrum. Oh, that is Chinatsu. I guess she modified her simulacrum then. Gotcha. Because like I knew Chinatsu's simulacrum was red, but like her one from school days had titties on it. Which I mean this one kind of has like, you know, a protrusion in the chest area, but it's not obvious titties. Simulacrum's gun is locked directly onto his head.
彼らが作っていたのはすでに完成しているのか。
とにかく今は肝心な部分が欠けて
コマンダーが未完成なのか。
だから知らねえやめろ
あ全部あいつら
じゃあ次ドレクスラー機関の連
だから
コートを舐めるな。
知らねえよそんなのドミニオンと連中に聞いてくれ
あんたらがドレクスラーの残党を保護している
おそらく見せ場は
Wait a minute. We're just getting to the good part. He has me curious, so I turned my attention to the
生
screen.
き残ったメンバーのリスト。その中に栗原直樹は。
Huh?
そいつが連中のリーダーだもうやめてくれ
どうして
I told you. I told y'all from the jump. All of y'all. I knew from the jump. That moment that motherfucker popped into this story. The moment he showed his face like, hey, what's up? Can I help you guys? I'm like, nope, you're evil. You're up to some shady shit. A man who taught me much. A man who I respect.
どうして先生が
それは君の方が
His lifeless eyes are locked right on me as a sharp pain begins to run through my head. I grit my teeth and glare right back at him. That doesn't help the pain. It just gets worse.
王とすべき時
俺の体を気遣ってくれてる
いいな私が気遣うのは常にそして記憶など単なる心が残すさ吐き出して楽になりたい
He raises his arms into the air, start losing the feeling in my legs soon after.
うんだから秋のそれまで学科のご
Uh-oh. Feel something welling up from deep down. This is the absolute worst time for that, though.
あれよしただ
I feel like I'm gonna pass out the moment I slip. Why am I having flashbacks at a time like this?
自分の脳髄に聞きたまえあれは幼馴染との帰り道青春の空は天
The stars that night really were pretty. That was the day where I learned that Nanoha had failed to get into her first choice department. She was understandably in tears, but I finally managed to calm her down. Afterwards, we both walked back to the dorm together.
ほらナノハいつまでもうつむいてちゃダメだって
She stops hanging her head and looks up at the sky.
ここはまだ星が見えるんだよね
ああそれも南朝霞と同じだな
We walk while gazing at the stars. It's kind of nostalgic. It reminds me of the times Nanoha and I walked around holding hands.
ねえこうあれなんて星座かわかる
北斗七星じゃないのか
違うよもう検索ソフト使うなら自分が知ってるか知り
あれは牛飼い座だよ。
You son of a bitch! I look forward again to see Mr. Kurihara. We're having a moment.
ああ先生こんばんはこんな時間にどちらへ
アキ君に用があってね。今、キサラギ寮から
Wait, what business did you have with Aki? Okay, now I'm worried. Now I'm worried. Because, like, this whole time I was starting to catch on to the fact that, like, oh, each of the love interests has, like, a big secret they're hiding, right? Nanoha's and Chinatsu's seemed obvious. Well, not what the secret is, but the fact that they were hiding something. And, like, the more you went down Rain's route, it kind of seemed obvious that she, like, there was a specific part of Ko's memory she was trying to keep hidden. She didn't want him to remember, right? I was kind of going through it, realizing like, okay, all the love interests seem to have some kind of like secret, right? Some kind of big secret they're hiding. But I came to that realization. I thought, I have no idea what Aki's big secret could be. What could Aki's big secret be? Because she doesn't seem like she's hiding anything, right? When she's reintroduced in the present day, you never get the vibe that she's hiding anything. Like, she gets sad when she thinks about, like, the school days prior to Great Christmas and whatnot, which makes sense. But it never seems like there's something she's, like, really hiding. But now knowing that Kurihara here had business with Aki, I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Because the potential implications for what Aki's present day secret might be. Oh, I don't like that.
なんだ、寮まで来ていたんですか。
ああ、いや、今日は遠慮しておこう。
The only ones in the dorm now are Chinatsu and Aki. I'm telling you, Aki actually decided to make something.
ところで、そろそろ隣のお嬢さんを紹介してくれないか
No,
ね。
you should stay away from our little lady. Hey, he doesn't know Nanoha yet. Or does she know him?
菜の葉、この人が俺の師匠の栗原直樹先生。先生、こいつは俺の幼馴染で若草菜の葉。
栗原直樹先生。
若草菜の葉さんだって。
They look at each other in surprise.
二人で
もしかして君は。
はい。
やはりそうだったのか。お忘れかな。君とは数年前にも会
I
っている
hate that pose.
いえ、覚えています。
They shake each other's hands. Mr. Kurihara looks nostalgic, but Nanoha seems kind of perplexed.
先生。
ああ、若草博士ご夫妻には随分世話になったものだ。言ってみれば、私の恩師とでも言うべき人たちなんだ。
Oh. So did Nanoha get involved with Drexler then? Is that where this is going to lead? Still concerned for what Aki's secret is, but is that why Nanoha is like really like trying to avoid any indication of where she's at? Because she knows that if Ko finds out, it could cause a massive rift between them, and it probably will.
そうだったんですか。
Maybe.
若草博士は
Quit hitting that pose. You look
大きな
stupid.
貢献をされた方だ。私も博士の作った実験体ナノフラワーに感銘を受け、
That sounds like
今の人
euphemism.
生を選択した。
Now this is a revelation. There's the reason why he chose his field and why he now works on assembler with Drexler.
すごいじゃないか、菜の葉。
うん。
しかし、栗原先生の先生が菜の葉のおじさんたちだったなんて。
本当に奇遇だ。こんなところで再会できるとは思っていなかった。
He heaves alongside and looks at Nano with sadness in his eyes.
すまない。君の入学を知っていれば、もっと早く挨拶していたものを。
栗原先生。
あの件は本当に残念だった。本当に何と言っていいかわからないが。
先生。
Nano panics and raises her voice. What's that expression? She looks both scared and sad. I don't know what to make of it.
そのことは今はちょっと。
Did her parents die and she never told Ko?
そうか。
So gloomy, Mr. Kurihara falls silent. Nano also hangs her head to hide her expression.
菜の葉？先生。
Still hiding herself, Nano runs off.
先生。
いや、すまない。今は聞かないでくれたまえ。
He looks at this guy with a complex expression.
君はあの子と、ならばあの子の支えになってやってくれた。
I wanted to ask Mr. Kurihara about the accident, why it happened in the first place. Not just that, I wanted to confirm whether or not it was actually an accident. I thought it was down to me to act in place of Sora and everyone else at the academy based on his answer. Okay. So now, with each route, he has a different motivation? Because, like, before, like, it seemed like his motivation was, like, finding out what happened to Sora, and then it like really revolved around Sora, and now it's like, no, I need to know about Kurihara. He was my teacher, but he was associated with the bad guys. It's like, I gotta know what his involvement was, what level of involvement he had, the truth behind the accident itself, if it was an accident.
先生はあんたらがかくまっているのか。
いいなとも言える。いずれにせよ、相手。
そうする
squints his eyes and turns his arms into chainsaws. Well, I'm gonna have to fight either way if I want to get out of here. Seems like shifting my simulacrum and letting loose is the best option. Or so I thought, but that thought's interrupted by a sudden rumbling. The wall breaks and a bloody simulacrum bursts through. Hi, Chinatsu. Wait, it's actually not bloody, it just has a frame colored like freshly spilled blood. No, I think it's actually bloody as well. Did you not see what it was doing to that guy in the other room? Right as I realize that, it points a gun at the priest. Priest bursts out in laughter in response. Meanwhile, the Crimson Simulacrum opens fire on him. The minion simulacrums rush forward to act as shields for him. Suddenly, the cultists lined up here start to shift to the simulacrums too. Meanwhile, Gregory's nowhere to be seen. Looks like he managed to escape. Last thing I want is to get caught up in this, so I take cover nearby. A glance makes it apparent that the Crimson Simulacrum is making quick work of Dominion's grunts. They don't stand a chance. Just like that, all the grunts are wiped out. At this point, I can't even see the interior of the chapel. Crimson Simulacrum's head then turns to face me. Doesn't move though, it just stares at me. After a few moments though, it kneels down, as if it's about to tell me something. Doesn't get the chance to. Another simulacrum bursts out and engages in combat with it. So we have yet to figure out the identity of the white simulacrum. I'm pretty sure we already saw Kurihara in combat in a simulacrum, right? So we'd have an idea of like what his looked like. The newly appeared simulacrum, yeah, engages the wings. I remember when I saw it. The one at the tournament. They start fighting. He flees. Okay, we are going back into combat mode. Once I'm out of there, I shift back into my simulacrum. No response. Looks like the connection's still jammed. I have no idea how to get out of the structure. Even worse is I've got hostiles on all sides. No problem. Light work. What the fuck? No. Oh, hello. Big guy. That's a big guy. Oh no, I didn't get the Falcon drop. I just went right for it. Ah, damn it. Okay, I just gotta wait for him to charge at me, right? He's gonna charge at me, right? Ow! Gotcha, bitch.